to 10 every weekday on your number one radio experience. You can count on Eagles 102.3 FM.
Good morning again. Thank you so much for leaving your dials locked on your radio experience. You can count on 3 minutes past 9 o'clock this Thursday morning, the 11th day in January 2024. You know what happens on Thursdays, we love to have your say. Just let you have your say on issues that are making the rounds, big issues that we've seen across, coming from the start of the week. Well, this week we started off with the big news of the suspension of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, and then Dr. Betta Edu, who has been under investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, and the ICPC. By the way, the ICPC says they recovered over 50 billion naira from that ministry, monies that was supposed to be somewhat transferred to private accounts under the last administration of the last minister who was there, Sadia Umar Farouk. But then this is moving on. It's moving things are moving really fast. The EFCC has continued to grill and quiz the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. If she would come back, we'll keep our fingers crossed to see. If not, who would be the next minister of that ministry, or would the ministry be scrapped? We'll wait to find out what decision the president would make on that matter. But again, other issues that came up this week, the president cutting down on travel expenses. We talked about that a bit yesterday, and I'm going to let you talk about it the much that you should, or the much that you can this morning, okay? Now, the president has cut down the entourage, and if the president is traveling outside of the country, he's going to have 20 people in his entourage. And then if it's having domestic travels, it's going to be 25 people. The spokesperson for the governor, for the president, or to the president, and then told Nigerians that the president would have to, even security details in different states would have to provide security for the president when he travels locally. Now, this has generated some goodwill for the administration. These two actions taking over the last 2 or 3 days now have generated some commendations for the president. And not only did it generate commendation, it also got some opposition people, maybe even joining his team and joining his support, base, and providing that kind of vocal support, to push his administration's activities and promoting the decisions of the president. One of such people who has come out to say, look, I am beginning to support. By the way, the likes of Renaud Mokri, who have been vocal supporters, who were one of those who promoted and supported Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party in the last election. Simeon, if you're following social media, you would see that he's been singing the praise of the president, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, even though he still claims to be in the opposition and would support Atiku in 2027 if he runs. But then another supporter, one person who was a spokesperson for the presidential campaign of the People's Democratic Party and Atiku, campaign in 2023 elections just about 6-7 months ago, seems to be dancing around the president. Yesterday, he paid a visit to the president, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and as even said, look, the president has made some very interesting decisions, and as such, he's going to, give his support to the president. And many people have said, look, is this what opposition is about? Or do we not have opposition in this country? Is it just about, whoever is in government, whoever is in power, we just dance around them and celebrate them and enjoy whatever it is that comes to them? Do we not have ideology? Do we not have integrity? Do we not have, values that we hold dear to heart? Recall that someone like Daniel Bwala had said he left the All Progressives Congress he was a member of the All Progressives Congress. He had followed the president everywhere during the campaigns, during the primaries. And then when the Muslim tickets, as they call it, appeared, he said, look, I'm not going to support this. But then the government is still a Muslim government. Why the turnaround now? Is it because you have missed the largesse, of office? Being there, being around the president and enjoying some of the perks that comes with being a supporter? Or is it that, he's just had a change of mind? And I'm talking about having a change of mind. Should we continue, if a person is doing well, everyone should come about and say, yes, they're doing well. But then when we look at advanced democracies and those who we emulate, do we see people, making these kinds of moves? And what's going to happen in 2027 if Atiku decides to run? I just came to support the president because he mentioned in his statement, by the way, I'm going to play you that audio to hear for yourself, where he said he's a supporter of the president. The president is a movement, and all that he supports the president personally. But the APC is a party. Would he be jumping ships? He also says if supporting the president means jumping or going back to the APC, then so be it. Listen to him. This is going to be quite interesting for you to hear. Listen.
So at this difficult time, what we need is to throw our support and then see how we're able to navigate around, because there are difficult things in this country: hardship, poverty, insecurity, and the only way we can come together and support the achievement of this objective, I think, is for us to give our best in supporting the administration. So I came to congratulate him and then to tell him that I'm particularly excited about the recent policy decision he has taken to demonstrate that he's about the people and not just protecting his people. He took decisions against certain ministers who allegedly were, said to have committed infraction. The marked difference between him and the previous administration is that the previous administration may want to cover in order to have, but he is not about that. If this thing will touch on the poorest of the poor, humanitarian, that's the focus. And anybody who is caught wanting should not be covered. I told Mr. President I was thrilled by that decision. Yesterday again, he surprised us by the policy decision he has made to reduce the cost of governance. So it is like the unfolding. The most important thing in my communication with him was to look at his demeanor as he was talking to me about his passion for the country and the intention, to make sure that he leads a country with integrity. And you can have opinion from outside. When you sit from across table and you hear him, you can see what I've been taught as a lawyer is you not just know the law, you must know the demeanor of the judge. This informs your capacity to advocate. And that's what I did today. I was looking at the demeanor. I could see the passion and the conviction to lead. And that to me is exciting. It's not about party. Okay. This is about the country.
You may misconstrue your visit here today as a member of the major opposition PDP.
Right.
They're wondering, are you defecting? I mean, you've been speaking here like in capacity of an individual citizen.
Yeah.
Are you in that capacity? Are you defecting to the APC?
Or have you defected?
Well, I'm here as a private citizen and who must be bound by the conviction we have towards our country and the need for us to push the country to a better place that we all desire. So I'm not here in the capacity of, first of all, I'm not even a leader in the PDP. I'm a private citizen. But you must also admit that I have had my history with Mr. President. When I was in APC, before the primaries, I was practically his key spokesman as at the time. And I supported his cause because I believed in him. And so I used this opportunity today to even touch on some of those past. And I'm very happy that instead of the president getting actually offended, he gave me some life lesson, about the fact that in life, if you are going to be offended because people took decisions that didn't favor you, you would never be helpful to anybody in life, or you can never relate with people. And so that largeness of the heart to me is encouraging. And I am also here to say I am supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in achieving the objective of the problems we are in the country. I don't think that at this time of hunger and problems in the country, somebody should be here talking about party. And as per defection, God knows tomorrow. But I am fully committed to supporting the cause of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That has to be made clear. That, if it is on policy issues, when policies are going correctly, and what I'm saying apart from today that I'm talking here, you all need to visit my Twitter page. In the last few days, I have been expressing my surprise and appreciation to the president for the decision he's taking. So this is not about political party. And you need to know that, like I said, I was with him before I left. And I was doggedly committed to him. I told him today, I am committing to play my part to support your administration. And I have no apologies to anybody.
You are back in APC?
I have no apology. APC is a party. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is my motivation. If supporting him will take me to APC, so be it.
Congratulations.
The key.
And that's David Bola there, famous spokesperson of the defunct Atiku presidential campaign. There, speaking on how it is that he is committed to supporting the president. Now, on the other hand, the arguments, back and forth, some people also say, look, it's high time that whoever is on the saddle, whoever is president, that all Nigerians must come together to support that person towards achieving the desired goals of a better Nigeria where everyone has equal access to quality healthcare, education, and basic infrastructure. So if that's what the goal is, let's all put our hand on deck to ensure that we support whoever it is that's at the helm of affairs. But again, those who do not agree would say, look, have some integrity, have some dignity, have some shame, and have some respect for the opinions and views that you have shared in the past. Again, some of us will say, look, people have a right to a change of heart, to change their mind if they see that things are going a certain way. Let's have you join this conversation this morning. And lest I forget, another new development, recent developments, the Central Bank of Nigeria has sacked the boards of, what do you call them now? Three banks, the Union Bank, Polaris Bank, as well as Keystone Bank. They've also set up some, appointed 3 MDs and 1 executive director for these banks. As it teased this morning, we're saying that the CBN is saying that the reasons for this, for the sacking or dissolution of the boards is in compliance with provisions section 12 C, F, G, and H of the Bank of Other Financial Institutions Act 2020, and it added that the bank's infractions vary from regulatory non-compliance, corporate governance failure, disregarding the conditions under which their licenses are granted, and involvement in activities that pose a threat to financial stability, among others. Now, recall that the special investigator that the president had appointed to review and investigate the CBN under Godwin Emefiele, Jim Obaze, had submitted his report, and some of his recommendation is in line with what the CBN is doing. Some of its recommendations include maybe looking and closely investigating how these banks were acquired. Recall that some people had acquired some of these banks. Union Bank is one of the oldest banks in Nigeria. I think one of the first banks, one of the oldest banks in Nigeria, set up in 1917. And some of these, the acquisition, some of them have no even receipts to show that they were properly acquired and all of that. So, but the CBN was smart enough not to mention, it was silent on the investigation and the recommendations of the Jim Obaze committee. Interestingly, so many things had gone on under the last administration that it seems like this president is gradually unveiling and unraveling and making moves to correct. What does this say? Some people are saying it's going to send a wrong signal to some investors, who may want to invest in Nigeria and some of the organizations in Nigeria or businesses in Nigeria that it may scare them away because they're afraid that one day government may just dissolve the boards of these companies and all of that and all of that. But on the other hand, some of us are saying it is sending the right signal. It will send the signal of a serious government who's trying to clean up the sector for investors to be able to play in a fair environment, a business environment. So whichever way it is, whichever way you see it, let's just see what plays out in the coming days. These are some steps that are being taken, and it shows that the government or the President Tinubu administration may really actually know what it's doing, and it's somewhat, divorced from what it used to be in the last 8 years. So we seem to have a sheriff who knows what's going on and is seeing and is listening to what the people are saying. Join the conversation 09073530044 and 09087668888. You can respond, talk about any of these issues that we're seeing in the last week. It is Have Your Say Thursday. Joining now, let's bring in this callers. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Yarima. You know Yarima and House Prince.
I do know that. Welcome. How are you today?
Yeah, Abubakar Ali calling from Peter.
Abubakar Ali, good to have you.
Thank you. My take will be on this Daniel Bwala stuff. You see, Nacho, when we talk in this country, you hear us saying in civilized clan. America, where we are practicing our democracy from, is that how Democrats and Republicans behave? If all of us jump into APC, then who will correct the anomalies in the APC? Who will draw the attention of the governing party to order? Who will act as the check and balances to the government? Just few days ago, Wala was raining brainstorm on the presidency of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He even said nothing good will come out of it. But just yesterday, he's in Aso Villa taking tea and even saying if supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu is whatever, then he can even consider himself coming back to APC. Can you just imagine that kind of stuff? These are the same people who have instigated Nigerians against each other. We insult each other, malign each other, just to protect their interests. But look at what is coming out. If the entire politicians jump into APC now, then who will stop any anomalies in the APC, in the governing party? This should go out to all of us. There is no single politician that is worth dying for. There is no single politician that is worth fighting for. The earlier we all understand this, the better it's going to be for us. Majority of them are fighting for their pocket and are fighting to continue to control and maintain their relevance till eternity.
Well said, Abubakar Ali. Thank you.
Don't fight your brother over any politician. It's not worth it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Abubakar Ali. Hello, good morning. I lost that one. Yes, going by what Abubakar has just said, I mean, fundamental to all of these conversations, because if those of you who are down here where we are, you fight yourselves, you kill yourselves, you hate yourselves, you call yourselves names, and you insult each other on the basis for one politician or the other, and you throw in religion and ethnicity somewhere in the mix, and just to spice up whatever it is that you want to sell, it is just a waste of your time. The people up there, they don't believe in religion. They don't even practice the religion as it is. Some of these people who have been pointed or fingered in corruption cases they practice one religion or the other. Is that what your religion tells you, people? Is that what the religion says? I mean, I know that, some of our religions actually recommend that if you steal, some parts of your body be mutilated, or what's the word for it now? Maybe amputated or something, or decapitated or something, just something. So, in fact, some of them even recommend that people be killed when they're found stealing. But I mean, when people in high places steal, nobody kills them, nobody flogs them, nobody or plucks out their eyes. But if you steal, the religion comes to life, and they say your hands would need to be chopped off because you stole. Your eyes will be plucked out, or you'll be flogged. I mean, but these people, they commit adultery, do all of these nasty things, but nothing really happens to them. All the things that our religion say we should not, say we shouldn't do, they do them and get away with it. Nobody ever questions them. Get smart. Be smart. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Princess Henacho.
Good morning, Harina. Welcome.
Thank you. This is Comrade Haruna on the line. Princess Henacho, I think in my own personal opinion, the spokesperson of Atiku, Daniel Bwala, I think he should have not made a leave. Why did I say that? Some Nigerian politicians don't even have ideology. This is a man you criticize throughout your election. This is a man you go against the faith of going for Muslim ticket. This is a man you say you have nothing to offer today because you are no more relevant in the cycle of power. You just find your way to the villa and meet him to say you are ready to support him. Okay, let me ask you this question, Daniel Bwala. What if it is your boss is in power? So you remain loyal to him. You see, some of these politicians just want to remain in power forever and ever. So it's not a shock, it's not a surprise to me. Let me take you to the United States of America. You see, there are two political parties, the Republicans and the Democrats. Did you see their politicians swapping parties? Because they have an ideology, because they have a target they want to hit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Comrade Harna. Bringing another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Oku is my name.
Okay, good to have you.
My own take is on Dana Bwala. Yes. Nigeria should ignore him. He's looking for appointment. Yes. He supported Atiku Abubakar during campaign. And I think he didn't move it. Now, hunger have come. He not more good salary. Now President in fight corruption. Is this, is that. He's looking for appointment. Yes, where they will fix you for him to see you, money to take care of family and then they just ignore him. We know them. And the other one is on the one that left the Labour Party to the other one. They are all politicians. Then the issue of corruption, that's humanitarian affairs. That's Mrs. Edu. Yes. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, you can hear me. Thank you. Yes. Issue the former minister. That's Sadia Umar. Somebody like that. That's the former minister before the sack one. The one that's happened under Buhari. So since he affected the other one, which means if Mr. Tinubu want to tell us that he want to fight corruption, which means he should bring Mr. Buhari to book, former president. Yes, he should call you to EFCC for you to, answer some questions. Yes, it's not only electing former ministers. Mr. President, former minister should be included. It should be invited by EFCC to answer some queries. Yeah, thank you. Have a nice celebration.
Thank you very much, Okui, for calling, sharing your thoughts as well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Christiana.
Welcome, Chief Cosmos.
Yes, Chief Cosmos is from Suleja. You see, the man they are talking about, Daniel Bulare or what, he has made my day. Yes, if all Nigeria will have that kind of mind. You see, there's nothing like rigidity. When you are rigid and you want to die on it. In some area, when you are confused, let me tell you, in order to be happy in this life, you must seek for truth. Whenever you are convinced on your own that this is the right way, you will have right to change and become happier. There's no need pretending I'm a member of this party, I'm this. Therefore, you will die then. When you see there is truth, there's light in the other end. You pretend like if you don't see it. It kills the soul. Get it right. So this man has changed from what he was looking at before. He has seen a new life. That's why he say, oh, this man is doing the right thing. People should not criticize based on parties standing or whatever, where he was before. Like me, if I'm belong to a particular religious sect, or first, let me put it that way, and I got like somewhere truth in another sect, I will change. That is it. People may say, hey, why you were there, what happened, it was this, why did you change? Conviction. I'm happy where I am. That is it. So no person should blame me. About the NCBN asking the other directors of the banks to go. Yes, remember, it's all connected with Amephule saga. Okay? This bank, some of them were accused of, Amephule was accused of having shares, pay some money. If they are doing it, it's a kind of cleanup. Because some banks collude with the ministers, collude with top government officials when they know that this money is not supposed to be paid in a private account. They pay it there and they get salary. What is that? So I think if such a thing happens in the other bank, they should torchlight that area, sack the managing director or somebody or the manager in charge of that place. This has to go. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts on this. Now, look, let's not make this just about the man Wala. Let's look at the fact that many other politicians cross carpets every day. I mean, even those who are actual politicians who you would expect to have some level of ideology or ideological, drive that, or ideological stance that drives them. They would dump a party if they don't win an election. They would dump a party if they're not appointed. They would. I mean, it's a normal thing in this country. It's regular almost every day. Recall that just a few days ago, Donyo Okupe himself, dumped the Labour Party, citing ideological differences. That he's always been, a rightist or something, and that the Labour Party is a leftist party. And that's the reason he dumped the party and went away. Okay, now the question would be, if you say you believe in a person, would you go to a different party, leave them when they are down? When they are down, would you leave them when they are down, and then when things are looking up, you come back to them? Does it make sense? And again, this kinds of politicians and who they keep around them. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Moses, welcome.
Very much. But my great challenge is the Nigerian politics. I think this station is carrying much concern about politics in our mind. I believe in my elder mother, who always say I'm not a politician. I have a lot of issues, which is a boring issue. Especially that issue of marriage you brought last week. That issue really amend many families. Because a lot of families are facing a lot of them. Because these politicians, leave them alone. Because they will push Nigerians, deceive Nigerians, and make sure that they destroy some other party to even cause crisis, to even allow people to carry arms. At the end of the day, you will see them, they say they have turned against that party and then another party. That is Nigeria for you. Just the way you just say. If you really believe in somebody, you trust that person. You should trust that person to the end. If really you want to bring out your manifestos, back up your manifestos with your what? With your determination. One thing in this life is that when you want to become an achiever in life, the spirit of determination in you is one thing. When you fall, try again. Support. So I discovered that our Nigerian politicians are just fighting for their belly. Anywhere they have come that they have not seen any support, they would like to join the ruling party. That is what is happening. Okay, look at who can tell you today that in Bembe, I don't know whether it's in Bembe, during the time of Ekulo Jonathan, when that man sat down and said over his dead, but they will never announce this election. I never knew that man can leave PDP to go and join another party. I never believed that. So what are we saying? So please, the issue of politicians, politics in Nigeria is a pocket politics, politics, where you know something that will favor you. When you discover that you are in a party or something not favoring your pocket, you change to another party. That's what they are doing. But my prayer for all Nigerians is that our eyes should be open. No one should be influenced by any politician, by their words, and by so whatever they say. Thank you, Anato.
Thank you very much, Moses. Have a great day ahead of you. And let's get to messages. By the way, keep your calls coming. 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. Now, one question, this is quite interesting, and many people may not agree with this, but it seems like President Tinubu is the only politician over time who has had real followers who were dedicated to his cause, who were loyal to him. Because the likes of Atiku, for instance, right, he's had many people who would jump from here to there, and at some point they'll come back and say, "Oh, we support you," and then the next day they're off somewhere else. It has just never really been about loyalty to him for most of his supporters. It's just been about what we can get now. And every 4 years when he's about to run, they rally around him and, maybe get whatever it is that they can lay their hands on and then move away. Next 4 years, some of them come back, some of them don't, especially when they consider other places, greener pastures. It's just funny. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is this Felix?
Yeah, that's Mr. John.
Mr. John, good morning again. Let's hear you, please.
Yeah. Good morning. You see, just like what I told you last time, I say our politicians in Nigeria are businessmen. That's why he doesn't see government or judiciary or anything at all is moving forward because those people are international business people. Understand? You are in PDP fair, and you are a pioneer member in that PDP. I understand? You are opposition. Why do go to APC because of your party fair? Why do you do that? That means you don't want Nigeria to be forward. Because opposition ginger the people and government to work well. I understand?
I'm with you.
Hello?
I'm with you.
If there's no opposition, something it can never be done. I understand? But because of love of money, we sell our personality. Because of love of money, you say your integrity. In short, no problem here, I don't. Continue with your work.
John, thank you very much, Mr. John. Again, see, you look at these things sometimes and you wonder, is it poverty? Is it laziness? What is it? It seems like the people are the only opposition, but there's always need for opposition leaders. All right, and some people have said, the Labour Party at some point said that the major opposition party, and some PDP people, didn't like that the Labour Party is claiming to be the major opposition in the country. But again, look at these things. Look at it. They have members in the PDP at day, and then APC at night. It just leaves you wondering if they're really opposition. If there's really an opposition. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Prince Yanacho.
Good morning to you.
Yes, Charlie's on the line now.
Say again?
Charlie's on the line.
Charlie. Oh, good to have you. Welcome.
Yes, Prince Yanacho.
Sir.
We are the real opposition. We that call on radio and make suggestions and constructive criticize every government are the real opposition. You see, I give one thing to Tinubu. Tinubu has been very consistent and he has not the type that have been jumping up from one political party to the other. Very many Nigerian politicians are like that. They go for the money. They go for their personal interest. But this man has remained steadfast. I think if we talk about ideology, no wonder why he has very steady structure. He has structure cut across every divide of the country. So there is no real opposition. The opposition you have are those of us who call on radio and criticize and make a recommendation.
I quite agree. Because a lot of times it's in fact, when we say the president has been listening, it's not because the opposition speaks or challenges or criticizes. It's the people, when they raise their voice on social media, when they call on radio and speak on TV and all of that. That's when, that's most of the things that's changing or, reflecting in some of the changes that the president is making, because you lent your voice to the conversation. You spoke up and he listened. Not because, how many opposition people are even speaking? And currently, how many of them? Where are they? You are the real opposition. Brings us to the crux of the matter. You are the real opposition, and you need to raise your voice and speak to government and let government know what it is that you want and make certain demands. Now, organize yourself. Civil society playing a very good role in, keeping the government on its toes. Nigerians need to learn to organize themselves. All right, we need to be able to organize ourselves and make certain demands, come up with charters and all of that to see that government does our bidding, because left for opposition seems like they don't exist. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Iganacho.
Good morning, Blessing.
There's a position matter where you people they are talking about. I know it's where they bomb me now. Now, direct people, position, different language. Now they for what particular position, and they call from a political party. This one say, okay, this one now my party I go do well. We join. Honorary member go join, like people like us we go join. We always they join people where they are doing well. We always they join people for party where they have the truth for us. But if they go come out say, see what they will do for common man, we go follow, we go vote. But immediately they enter there, they go do their own way. What do we do? Who will channel this problem coming? Is it the president? Or is it local president who will channel our problem? This not be say we they make noise for radio. Now noise. Some people say now noise we they make. Who they listen for us? But we now prove for them. It is president they do where he come now. All the thing where he promise. He begin they do. Since last year we begin to make noise. Say cost of governor may reduce. Got the money where they pay senator, governor, their money is too much. So people, our policemen, our guardsmen, they our army, the money with the salary where they're supposed to receive, they know they receive the salary. If they talk, maybe they go come out there for the position. Now, that is why person want to die by all means for the seat. They go use money buy the seat. They know say if they go there, they must already that money where they take buy that seat. They must get it by fire, by force, another to kill. Now say you there for PDP, you come out, you enter APC. We don't see now APC member now they rule us. That thing we say now APC they rule us. How can APC rule us? Where person where there for PDP, you enter APC. Person where I never see Labour Party where they don't enter APC. I never see. But how we can change it? May we amend our constitution? May we change our way? Maybe when they did, maybe we take as this now, our daddy won't take the Tinubu, he won't take one woman make example. Make them start from beginning so that may our Nigeria get it right. For now, we cannot get it right because if the people come up for PDP, and they will give their position, and they go get rule us. They don't want to make this change. May we make this change this year because we are talking enough. Okay. People don't look at parade, what they share. You not reach you, not reach me. If that's the way he get the partner, he go get the parade, he get the money. He said they don't separate. Now so it's supposed to be. Me, I see the maker for this radio say, president is supposed to do Nigeria way. All Nigeria, put the fuel, make fuel between 200. Everybody go practical. Me, I no get car. Now what I just they talk. So people when they get cash, I won't come out to go anywhere where I won't go. They say motor is 200 naira. We not say everybody reach everybody. Nobody will know they drink water. Nobody will know they enter motor. So that it makes the price of tea go down.
All right. Thank you very much, Blessing, for lending your voice to the conversation. Now, let's take this message from Team. Team says, good morning, Ihanacho Prince. Daniel Bwala is a transactional... Okay, I don't want to know that. Okay. These guys cannot survive outside the mainstream of the ruling party of the year. For a year, it's all about stomach infrastructure with zero ideology. Okay, so speaking of opposition... Professor Patutomi, who somewhat is a member of the Labour Party now, has come out to say, look, I've spoken with the major political candidates or presidential candidates in the last election. the likes of Atiku Abubakar, Engineer Rabi Musokonkoso, and Peter Obi of the Labour Party, and even Ralph Nwosu of ADC, and he is calling on them, he has spoken to them to form a mega opposition party, a political party that may possibly challenge and displace the ruling party, that's the All Progressives Congress. Is this a move? Is this something that's feasible? Is it going to happen? But again, you'd love to ask, if you bring all of these several captains in one ship, who's going to actually captain the ship? Would it work with this kind of... We saw how President Tinubu was able to, take a back seat, put his own ambition aside and wait for the 2023, even though he had always wanted to be president, even coming from 1993, all the way he had to give up his own ambition for President Buhari to be president, and then subsequently, he followed up to become president afterwards. Can any of them make that sacrifice today? Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Hemasha.
Thank you for joining us. What's your name?
I greet you.
Maximum greeting to you.
When you are talking about Nigeria...
I didn't get your name. What's your name, sir?
It's the same set of people that we have. You understand? And that is the problem we have in this country. Because if anything went wrong when you are a PDP, and when you notice that maybe some set of people, maybe ESCCI, some set of people are coming after you, before you know, you decaprio APC, and all your sins are forgiven. You understand? So that is the problem. Except our politicians stick to their decision and say, this is where I am, this is the person I'm supporting, and this is where we are going. If not, we have nowhere to go. You understand? The same set of people we have in PDP, they are all in APC now. And when this APC leave power now, go back to PDP, all of them that we are seeing now, they will go back to PDP again. You understand? So may God help us in this country.
I mean, thank you very much. Even though I didn't get your name, thank you very much for calling. Let's get to more. 09073530044 and 09087668888. You want to send me SMS at WhatsApp messages? Make that to 09097054450. That is 09097054450. Now, I was talking about the proposed mega party that the likes of Professor Tommy have been talking about. Would it ever work? The last time we saw such a measure was in that of the All Progressives Congress, and after they won the election, it didn't seem like it was still the same. I mean, some factions of the party, some members of the party moved away to join the PDP at the time. Which brought us to where we are, or where we were in 2023, with several people who were members of that party going back to their original parties and all of that. But the major question would be, would a one-party state serve the interest of Nigerians? If we have one party, because if everybody jumps back into the All Progressives Congress because it's a ruling party and it has, power and the perks that comes with being in power, what's going to happen to the majority of Nigerians when nobody really speaks up for them? If the president wasn't the way that he is, where, he can listen to certain people and make decisions off of what they say and what the people are saying on, the streets, we wouldn't really have anyone speaking for us today. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. What's your name?
My name is Emmanuel Madaki.
Welcome. Let's hear you, please. Okay. Did you just call to introduce yourself? Anyway, we're wrapping up shortly. Joining 09073530044 and 09087668888. Those of you who remember how, in 2012, the opposition literally grounded the country. They literally went into the streets, made sure that Nigerians felt their impact as an opposition party when the Jonathan administration was going to remove fuel subsidy. They came out en masse. The president today, the former president, they were there. They showed Nigerians, see, optics is everything. If you continue to pretend and hide your face and play ostrich, maybe because you're not particularly interested, the people who you want to vote for you in the coming election are watching. They're seeing you, and they're seeing what you're doing. How vocal are you? How supportive of them have you been? They're watching. And it's only those who stand with them in the day of adversity that they would most likely give their support to. That's if you're not buying it with money. All right? We saw how people fell in love with the APC because they believed that the APC was a party for the people, that the APC had their interest at heart. And they stood their ground until that government reversed the policy, and the people felt, oh, if these people could win this battle, then imagine what will happen when they get into power, when they get into office. And that signposted a major opposition party in the country that a wind was coming, that a major change was coming, and it did come. The people gave them the support almost 100% in the 2015 election. No, not that, like 70% or something like that. The support was overwhelming. Let's put it that way. Before people say your statistics is bad, the support that the APC got in 2015 was overwhelming. In fact, people in the PDP were even those who voted the PDP, somewhere within their minds, they wanted to support the APC, some of them. That's what their position is. And I hope that the politicians who are watching or who are on the sidelines waiting to come and contest election in the next 4 years are seeing and are watch and are learning, and that they learn how to be opposition and how it is or what it takes to win the goodwill and support of the people. Apologies if I missed your call there. Nigerians, you must learn, because at this point it's you and government. It's really maybe the Labour Party, a bit of it, the PDP, some members who are still showing solidarity to the party. But really, it's not about party at this time. It's about survival. It's about Nigeria. And it's about you as a Nigerian. If you continue to shy away and say it's their business, it's not ours. And again, I'm going to remind you, politics has begun. Politics has started against 2027. In case you don't know, you do not go and become a member of a party 2 days to the election and expect to get their ticket, or 1 month to the primaries, or when the primaries begin. That's not when the politicking starts. If you want to be a member of a party today in 2027 and support that party in 2027, begin to understand the party and the workings of the party from now. Watch the party and join the party if possible. But before you even join any party, study all of the parties and find which one aligns with your personal ideology and your personal stance on life and values, if there's any, and then join the party now. Begin to show support, begin to show workings from now. It's not when elections draw closer, you begin to jump and wonder what party you're going to join and what party you're going to support. Politics and politicking has started ahead of 2027. Join a political party, be a part of the process. Do not stand on the sidelines. Don't be like some of these politicians who wait until it's election time before they actually begin to rally people. And begin today. Start the process today and be a part of it. All right? Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on Nigeria. keep speaking. We keep speaking. I said to Martha the other day, we'll keep speaking until the change comes. That's the only way we're going to find the change. And while we're speaking and praying, let's stay with us on your radio experience. You can count on and